Yeah, okay. I was talking about my Line 6 V60 combo. I had a Yamaha EA10 um, special effects for like my drums. And the thing with this is that it had mounts that like mounted to the hoop. And it was like acoustic for like not necessarily a trigger, although it provided one spot on the Yamaha EA10 with one trigger on it, and predominantly for the snare. I just want to be able to connect it, and in addition to the microphones that are the built-in microphones that have the range within a sensitive decibel range that automatically would pick up the toms mounted on the bass. So like I had to buy two of them, okay, for my drum set. Me having like a double bass drum set, predominantly like 15 drums, including like the 3 rotos, the 4 octobans, 2 22-inch double bass, and the 4 mounted toms on each bass, and at the time was 18-inch floor tom and a snare. And I'm actually going to I've been trying to actually find a 20-inch floor tom. I just haven't found it. I'm actually going to have to buy the shell and actually do it. I've seen some other like bass drums, but it's already got a prefab hole for like the mounts of the toms on like a 20-inch like bass drum. So I'm actually going to have to actually make my own 20-inch floor tom, and get the Strata Blue cover, and like place it on it, because that's really what I prefer, is a 20-inch floor tom. And actually I'm going to try to go ahead and, I think I'm going to go ahead and get the Chaos. But anyway, yeah, so like I'm working on the Pearl Vision VSX Strata Blue. It's like awesome, as far as I'm concerned, although I'm converting from Zildjian A custom cymbals, which is predominantly my preference. It always has been, really, ultimately, after, going through like every cymbal that was, least expensive. And really, it gets to the point that really buying something like Zildjian is, it's obviously worth it, because it doesn't have to be replaced, and it maintains, the integrity of like resonance, attack, and sound and quality based upon the material. And Zildjian's, what Zildjian's name's always been about is, and ultimately it's been, really my thing about Zildjian A custom is like predominantly in the crashes for the Zildjian A custom EFX crash cymbals. Really the best sounding crash cymbals that really, I think personally, because of the sustaining duration, as far as like I really don't like calling it decay, but it seemed to be like a transition of sustaining factor as far as audible sound. What is normally identified as resonance, sometimes inside of a drum shell, as compared to like reverberation. Reverberation is more about sound reflecting off, the sides of the drum, as compared to resonance is more about the drum heads and the vibrato, the waveform of the drum's head that promotes a duration of constant tonal quality in combination with the reverberation. Reverberation is more of an attack term. Normally sound automatically bouncing off reflecting off the walls, as compared to some idea what would present somewhere in the mind of like waveform as like vibrato, like drum heads flexing and presenting, the duration, sustaining duration of like vibrato, and a combination of like reverberation that way. So it's like a compound of sustaining factors as compared to attack. Although I don't like referring to it as decay, as like a fade. And I'm not sure if that's really a recommended thing to do. I'm kind of like really wondering, really for real. In any case, so like the terminology, it's the thing about it. So like that was something I've noticed about that one particular symbol is the sound and quality in that way of the Zildjian A custom effect symbol. It's got the machine like slots in it, okay, and different like placements of like specific size like holes in it, okay, but I mean the sound is like, I mean, based on my opinion, you know, really it sounds better than like really any crash cymbal that I've really had. I mean, it's only because of a preference, and everyone has their own preference, but you know, for me it was kind of like, wow, that's like a little bit better than what I'd had before, which Zibs and A Customs like always, you know, the best in like the way I said. But now I'm actually going to be converting to like Pasty Color Sound 900, with the all blue thing about it, you know, and try to even get my cymbal stands, the hardware, my snare drum, my throne in blue chromium, you know, with the Pearl Vision VSX Strata blue. So I'm actually starting to work on that, but I've been like really trying to upgrade with my electric bike. It's kind of like now I'm looking at the Walkie, the WadeASVPriddy, and I was like looking predominantly, you know, at the Free Sky, and they keep doing it. It's like extremely like not cool, frustrating, you know, between the thumb throttle and the hand grip throttle. And the difference is kind of like, you know, it's automatically a standard feature to have the grip throttle. And then they've been presenting back and forth between like a 300, I think it's like pretty close to 250, 300 deal package about the difference between like a thumb throttle and like a hand grip throttle. It's like unreal. Like, you gotta be kidding me, you know? It's kind of like, so it's like really kind of frustrating because I really want to get that Free Sky Rocky Pro, but now I'm kind of like looking at that Walkie. It's like, I think it's like 3,200 watts with 60 amp battery, and like it gets 200 miles with, you know, with a single engine, and it, you know, puts out like some serious torque, which, you know, it comes like with a single motor, brushless motor, as well as a dual package. But I'm looking at the single motor about it, and you know, the range that's, you know, approximately like right at 130 to 140 on that particular, you know, e-bike. Yeah, so like I'm looking at that because of the step through and all that, and the distance really. Yeah, so like I'm actually trying to get that like here within the next couple of weeks. But anyway, yeah, so like anyway, so like good, yeah, so like yeah, and I'm doing it again. You know what? I think I'm just going to wait until like, yeah, I think I'm just going to take a break and wait till another night. Yeah, it's already getting late. I got to do some things anyway. So like, there it is. Okay.